Hello everybody, this is Mariana. I'm here to do the vibes inside for you. It's going to be a full moon reading in the sign of Scorpio, happening on the 5th or 6th of May, depending on where you are in the world, but around the 5th of May 2023. I just start shuffling here because that's I think I need a bit of shuffling with all of the decks here, so we'll see. So, how do you find the energy out there? I think it's pretty heavy. Here in Denmark we've had a storm, very stormy weather. Very cold, very stormy weather. You could take that as a symbol, maybe. I want to say, at least, there's definitely something stirring, right? That it's a big energy. Scorpio, we say this is water, right? Scorpio is known for the deep, dark waters, so we can have something come from, like, deep within us, come up to the surface, creating waves, So, okay, so let's get this one. I think I'm done now. I'm not trying to say much here in the beginning. I can say a little bit about what I know about Scorpio, right? It's a full moon lunar eclipse, so it's a big one, you would say. Or lunar eclipses have, you say, a significance in the sense that every time we talk about eclipses, it's like it wants to sever something. It wants us to liberate or sever something, right? It has the ability to create something very new in your life. Scorpio is known as the death card in tarot. And that could be literally someone you know is perhaps passing, or that someone is going through something. They are maybe rebirthing themselves, and the rebirth process, well, it's not necessarily a nice thing, right? It may be necessary, but not nice. What most people actually want to do normally is stay in their comfort zone. And a rebirth process is everything else but that. It's not comfort zone. It is more or less the opposite. So if you're feeling something heavy come in, or you're struggling with some feelings, you can't seem to find the clarity maybe, just be aware that this is typical, I want to say, for Scorpio energy. It's not something easy necessarily. I feel like Scorpio can be confrontational, ground shaking, but also extremely brave. Like, it takes guts to go to those deep waters, connect with something deep in you, right? Something primal or very old, something forgotten, hidden, severed from, I hear, severed from. Something that is very much you, but it may not have been wanted in this world. So it's, yeah, it could have been long hidden, even forgotten about, vanished, even something like that. And maybe something in you is stirring because of it, right? Because it's still there. It's still there. Personally, I think I've had many things come up during this time. But this is not about me necessarily. This reading here is not about me. It's a general full moon reading. Attachment, something we could be attached to. Chained to, look at how she's chained to, can you see that? Chained here. She's holding a mask, so it could be a role, right? A role that you have performed, a role you were given, maybe. It could talk about codependency, that you are attached to something because you don't think you can do on your own. Scorpio, we can talk about like very passionate, deep love. Strong emotions. But there is not there's not many steps from being passionately in love to becoming obsessive. Or revengeful if the person is disappointing you somehow, right? If we are deeply attached to others, if they hurt us somehow, we can change that love into something very different. And it's so, from feeling extremely close to something and wanting it badly, perhaps, we can change that feeling into hate, right? We can go from one outer element or frequency to a totally different, and we can do that in a second, depending on what's happening. In a second, right? If we find out they have been cheating on us, it's like everything breaks down. That's the break. That's also Scorpionic, like the breakdown of something. So an illusion, a fantasy breaking down, a defense breaking down, a foundation breaking down. Take that how it resonates. But there's a Scorpio is like that. It's dramatic. It's masculine. It's can be violent. It can be very destructive. It can, and the reason is because it's driven by passion. It's driven by something very deep and emotional. It's water, right? Very deep, emotional connection or disconnection, right? And in that water, when you have connection, deep, passionate connection, it feels extremely it's very alluring, right? It's something that we want to keep alive. We want to fight for it, maybe. But if there is then suddenly disconnection, yeah, maybe you want to fight for it to have the connection back, but otherwise there are another set of emotions that come up. And I feel like we are in this water. We are in this watery realm of something. With the attachment card coming out, I definitely feel like there's something to sever, I want to say cut. But that can be easier said than done. So let's have some cards here. The Seer, Epiphany, Lumin Essence, and Goddess of the Moon. So let me just have a little look at these cards here for a moment. Okay. So let me just turn the cards here so you see them a little bit better here. Perhaps, if that's possible. I want the drivers for this also, I think. So what I call the drivers is the underlying energy. It's the bottom of the deck for each of the decks. I call them drivers because I feel like they are. It's like it's something that drives from within us, that kind of makes us do something or change something, or we are suddenly facing a certain situation because of it. So I feel like I have Gemini energy here. This card came out in the Gemini. I think this one also. This one was one of the flyers. So maybe you're dealing with a Gemini, or you're dealing with a situation with a twin. Literally maybe a physical twin, brother or sister, or a twin connection here. Again, the Magician here, Gemini, Virgo energy. But it's because of the cards. This one was a flyer, I believe, in that reading. This was definitely in the Gemini reading. I'm not quite sure. This was maybe a driver. This one was there as well. Maybe have a look at the Gemini reading. So I have the Council here as a driver for the Seer. I have Aether here. I have the Magician. So I said Virgo, Gemini energy, and I have Deceit down here. So you could say that the drivers are some of the basic things that is pushing some kind of situation forward. it's very interesting how these cards kind of, because over here I have the Council, I have Aether here. These two cards to me talk very much about spirit. The spirit around the Council is, say, representative of like a spiritual council, guides, ancestors, or others that somehow could have a connection with us. A seemingly meditative on the heart chakra here. Aether is the same thing, the seamless, unspeakable. This is something that has to do with, you could say, a more otherworldly connection. And we have a seer here, seemingly grounded on earth, but seeing something very clearly because they are connected with the Council. What they see is, they see something. They see something quite clearly. They are here on Earth, right? The seer, it looks a little bit like an Indian. But the point is that they are in the Gemini reading. I said they were a bit in hiding. We're not seeing much of him. We can only see a little bit of his face and the upper body, torso. But otherwise, they're kind of hidden in camouflage and so on, right? I even said that they may be blind or they may have some trouble with their eyesight. We'll see how they are also not looking here. So on one side here, I almost want to like separate them a little bit here. I also felt like there is a cross connection, and this is why I feel like there's a twin element to this. Usually we are drawn to those who are our opposites. So on one hand here we may have one person. They see a situation very clearly, I think. The seer is, well, in old times the seers were, I want to say, they were perhaps they were actually more, well, they could be respected, but they were also sometimes called devils, right? Because they could see something in the world that others couldn't. Sometimes they were hunted down for their abilities. Kings used them in strategic wars and so on, because they see everything. They can't choose, right? They see everything. So they can't choose just to see the good stuff. They get everything. And the seer is usually a rather private, introverted person, because they can't, when they see something here, they get all information. Again, they can't like just take some of it away. They can't close down the abilities they have. It's constantly a thing, right? So they need to stay away from people sometimes. This could be a hermit, like a hermit person, right? Because they need not to have too much influence from other people, because they are constantly somehow seeing something. They're always able to detect information. They are guided here. They are in contact with something here. Luminescence. Here we have the heart chakra, and he is covering his heart chakra here. So the connection, I feel like, is definitely spiritual. It's the thing that they can do here is definitely spiritual. The reason why they are a seer is because they are able to communicate with the heart chakra here. They see the seemingly unspeakable and everything that is in between. They are connected here. Over here we have Epiphany card, and then we have the Goddess of the Moon. Epiphany tells me something about seeing something quite clearly, right? Seeing something quite clearly. Seeing something clearly. And epiphanies can, and we have the purple color here. This is the crown chakra, so an open crown chakra, meaning that there's a lot of information that comes in. Maybe you are seeing something very clearly. The Epiphany card, I feel like it says joy through spiritual growth. Be a light to others, answers that come through meditation. So again, I feel like if I put down a line here, it's like we have one person over here, we have another one over here. As I said, I felt like there's like a crossing of energies that could fit each other. It means that someone like this could become attracted to someone like this, right? Because they somehow have a match. The seer here, because they are so very connected here, they see something quite clearly. On the other hand here, I feel like someone is going through something. Epiphanies talk about you could say that, yeah, you see things clearly, or you have downloads. Something is coming in. You are finally realizing something. So what are they realizing? They're realizing something here. They are in the process of working something out. What they are working out may have to do with deceit, like that something has been really deceptive, and they're seeing that very clearly now. They're trying to change it. The magician in them would like to change it. The magician here is creating the ability to see something new. This is the driver, right? The driver is the wish to change something, to, you could say, to magically use a wand and just magically make it disappear, for instance, right? So again, I have, as I said, Gemini, Virgo energy. Virgo is the hermit. So here we have, as I said, someone more introverted, living in the outskirts of the village, right? Not connected with many people. That could be the hermit apart. So again, we have this like a mirroring thing here. Here it's visible. Here it's a driver, right? So there's this opposite kind of thing going on. So Epiphany is great. Downloads. Someone is having downloads. Fine. But the downloads they have, I feel like, is leading them down a road of meeting the Goddess of the Moon here. This is shadow work. the hidden, the forgotten, the not talked about, the lies, manipulation, the secrets. So something here, they are seeing something in a situation. They're realizing that something here has been deceptive, but using deceit as a driver. Again, depending on how you use it. If you are quite aware of it and you want to change it, you want to sever yourself from it, you're doing shadow work to do that here. But if you're using the deceit to further a cause, right, to further a cause, to become vindictive or something here, she is usually not like that, right? But and she is upright here. And it's interesting how we have 9 and 1. So these are like opposite ends of the numerological scale. We have 25 here and 52, mirroring aspects also. So again, someone could portray themselves as a helper here, perhaps. But underneath it all, they are driven by something else here. But the driver here can be, there are many people out there at the moment, on YouTube, for instance, talking about narcissism, right? And how they have dealt with some of this in their own life, how they were influenced by some of this, and they decide to use the deceit or the abuse for something good, right? They want to change it into something else. So this could be the epiphany here, could talk about seeing your own self-deceit, realizing you were deceived or manipulated or lied to by others, and now you are wanting to change that. Sometimes we have to go through the emotional realm of that. We have to go through the sadness, the anger, maybe the fear even, right? Depending on who this person is here. But something is driving a goddess forward here, right? And again, here we have ether, we have the card 11, which is a sacred number. And we have deceit on the other side, right? These are like two opposite sides of the scale as drivers here. Someone driven by something here, and over here something is driving forward something else here. I just see it as like two different people, maybe two different agendas. Maybe two different sides of you. Two different sides of a coin. Two different sides of a person or a situation. The seer here, with a beautiful heart here. I want to say the seer can usually see more sides to a story. They're not just given one. As I said, they see everything. Like they are given a palette of information. A seer cannot choose the information they get. They are informed here by something. And the reason is their heart here. They have that ability. They stand in water. They're very connected to the emotional realm. They have an open heart, or they are at least trying to. They are having information coming in here, and they see that very clearly. But this one, they are not necessarily saying anything. Like, they're not necessarily sharing it. And the reason for that is, again, look at how camouflaged he is. It's because some of the things he says can be very provocative. It can challenge the egos of others. If they are not prepared to hear what they have to say, if they are not prepared to hear that truth, they can get enemies. This one can get enemies. That's why in former lifetimes they could be hunted down, imprisoned, even hanged or burned or something, like a witch. So they are not necessarily saying all what they know. They just know. And the challenge here is that because they have this open heart, they feel it also. Like, they feel it. They feel some of this as if it's happening to them, right? It's the channeling, the information goes through the heart, not around it, not around it. So what they are experiencing is not just like, looking at a little movie, and you can turn the audio off. You can turn, you are not engaging fully in that movie emotionally. They are engaging in the information they get. We have the card number 11 here, the Council. We have the card number 11, Ether, here as well. These two drivers, I can't even, I want to say, find cards that are like 11 is, we say 11 is like, that is spiritual numbers. They are highly spiritual numbers. I also want to say you cannot be a seer and not have this somehow. Maybe with a closed heart you could live less connected, but I want to say this one is quite connected. And this goes in all ways, right? If you are connecting with the idea of the seer, you have all kinds of information come in. It's simply not possible not to have that. I still have the feeling, as I said, these cards came out for Gemini. So if you want to go and have a look at that reading, I want to say that because there are several cards, this one came out also for Gemini. This one was a flyer, and now it's a driver. It's like, I believe this one was there also. So you go back and look at it, right? If you feel like this has something to do with you. There's a twin element to this, if you are into like the idea of twin flames maybe. Someone here is working from one set of values or understandings. And over here we have someone who has been under some kind of influence here. This can be self-deceit, it can be deceiving others. I just feel like the seer would know. They would know if who this is. I don't know. I think maybe over here we are having some kind of change going on, maybe. Can I have the Deceit card there? Let's have a look at that one. So this is about hidden tactics and manipulation, and over here we have like the divine spiritual energy. It's like that opposite. It's like that opposite. So if these people have met each other, I want to say they are completely different people. This card comes up as a warning that there may be some deception going on in your life. The person hiding behind the curtain is likely someone you know or deal with, either personally or professionally. The duplicity could be regarding a personal issue, like someone spreading rumors or disrespecting you to others. Or it may be a business matter where details are being hidden or being manipulated. Be aware of what is going on in your life. The man behind the curtain is holding a bag of something valuable. So watch your money and your good name, and make sure you have all the information you need to keep things honest and secure. This is a driver, right? So that there's this feeling, something in you or in this other person that is driving them forward, maybe to deceive someone, right? Or that this is something they have dealt with in their life, and they are seeing it now here. They are seeing it. Crown chakra here. They're seeing it. They're trying to work their way through it here. They try to work their way through it with the goddess of the moon here. Or at least I want to say, if they are not, I think they know, like they see this now. They have realized something here. And well, the goddess of the moon could be, well, as I said, we have the magician here. It could be right. They could be doing something in the dark, you could say, or behind scenes. Maybe they are showing up like this, like they show up like someone who is quite all right with the dark stuff, right? It could also be that they call themselves a healer here. Could be that they are generally working their way through some kind of stuff that they have experienced in their life. Maybe they are, I see her a little bit like she's juggling this moon here, like she's really looking at it, turning and twisting it, wanting to get to know this secret or these lies, or trying to handle this. The magician here, you can manifest the life you want. What you need will magically appear. Successful beginnings. As I said, the magician can magically make something disappear or appear, right? So perhaps you can actually manifest both. Like you can make something like this disappear, and then you can make something else appear, right? yeah, we can have a little look at the other cards on the other side, but I'm quite confident about them. The Aether card, the seamless, unspeakable, 0-point field, the void, blank canvas, threshold, anything is possible, time to choose what you want to bring into your life, endless possibilities, limitlessness and paradox. So here you are at a new portal, right? You can manifest anything. You are at the 0 point. You can literally choose what you want. This illuminated space is no distraction or pure potential. It's no distraction, and pure potential is beyond the threshold. It is the silent meditative moment out of time, the centered and present place beyond the hustle of the mind and outside world. It is where all dreams are birthed, and it is the light we may fear to be darkened. And it is the light we may fear to be darkness when, just for one moment, everything ceases to exist. This is the place between worlds, the womb before we incarnate, and from here we can choose where we go. This is the rebirth thing, right? I talked about with Scorpio here. The land has been tilled in readiness for the flowers we wish to seed. Outdated doors have been closed, and in the space between the breaths, we open the new ones. What may be perceived as the endless black nothingness is actually the illuminated eternal, the core that all our fears may be piled back to. When we step through the darkness, we realize it is only a short distance away from the wide void at the center of creation and heaven. Herein lies the feeling that we may have been striving our whole life to meet, and yet simultaneously, subconsciously running from. In the place of graceful surrender, we may know we are held and allowed ourselves the spaciousness to drop deeper into the experience of our existence. This is highly, highly spiritual. And you cannot come to this orientation unless you stand like her here. And again, closed eyes, closed eyes, closed eyes, very meditative here. There's definitely someone in maybe deep meditation going through, having a lot of information coming in here. Over here, someone is definitely seeing. They have open eyes, but they are, I feel like it is different. I can take the council here as well. The council is also very, very spiritual. It's not what we have on this side is very let's have a look. So someone is definitely very, like, I don't know, this, whatever this is, it's definitely something in a very meditative place here. The essence of the council. The council are the luminous beings who hold the collective wisdom of humanity. They are the ones before whom you will do your life review when you cross into the world of spirit. A life review is when we place our good and our bad deeds on a divine scale and attempts to explain why we did not love or forgive or dare as greatly as we might have. Know that your wisdom is available to you at all times when you live in a state of yes. in an unconditional relationship with life. They remind you of your place around the sacred fire, which has been reserved for you since the beginning of time. You will claim it when you own your inner wisdom. So the council has a message for you. Listen to your inner senses. The handwriting is already on the wall. So look about you, and you will discern its meaning. Do not wait for further signs. Embark on the journey to love deeply, forgive sincerely, and dare greatly. Take the leap without requiring life to assure you of success. You are never alone. Turn to the council to find the guidance you seek, and listen to the void that arises spontaneously. Turn a deaf ear to that nagging voice from your ego that tells you that you are not up for the task before you. Create a spiritual feast for the council. Invite them to your altar every time you meditate or pray. So it's like, I get almost that if someone is actually putting themselves in a meditative space, they close their eyes, they go within, they touch the heart, right? They can enter the void here. And when they open their eyes, so here you have a very beautiful experience of connectedness, and all possibilities are there, right? And here we have someone, when they open their eyes, this is not what they see necessarily. They go through epiphanies here, and they have to figure out how to let go of some kind of deceit here. Maybe they realize that their entire life has been based on like lies and manipulation. That there's more to life. This can be one side of you, and this is the other, right? This can be you in dream state. This can be you in awakened state. Maybe you feel like when you wake up in the morning, you have a lot of, like, it's like you've been given some kind of information here. And then you go out in the world, right? And you're practicing some of the stuff you may have learned here. You are realizing something. So this can be like, if you put yourself in a meditative space, you may be able to connect with something here that is totally different than what you see in your everyday life. Your lived life here on earth. Can I have a card on the seer? What's going on with the seer here? I actually want, I remember that wasn't it Gemini, maybe Taurus? Please go back and have a look. Was it Taurus? I said Gemini several times. I get feeling of twin things here and this mirroring effect. But was it Taurus? I remember something about wanting to shut him off, like wanting to do like this. Can I just not have this? Like because it's like the information that the seer gets, as I said, it's not necessarily beautiful blossoming abundance and cherry blossoms and rose-colored glasses. You get everything here. And sometimes it would be nice just to, like, can I not sometimes not have everything, right? So I'm literally asking, why is he here? Like, that's my question in my head here. Why is he here? Why is he here? Life force energy. Yeah, again, life force. This, your entire life force is built around this. Like, it's the seer is part of the entire life force here on Earth. You see, like, the ability to be the seer comes from, see how they are similar here. They're standing in water, and with their heart they are creating a special connection here. Right? This is an inbuilt thing. Whoever this is, it's inbuilt. It's, I don't know, a special thing that you can do. It's highly spiritual, so I would say it connects definitely with the heart chakra, with the feminine, with the feminine part of the earth. So we have someone here who is highly in the spirit, in the feminine realm of spirituality, I want to say. These two are quite similar, right? They have but here she is looking, and here she has closed eyes. So somehow I feel like someone is able to tap into this energy when they are in meditative state, but maybe not when they are awake and, you know, going about their day. They may have epiphanies, they may have these downloads, but they are not this card says joy through spiritual growth, right? Which I would say definitely corresponds with this one, the crossing thing here about these. The first card that came out, I felt like this feeling of a crossing here, because the goddess of the moon, she operates with the darker side, you could say, and the seer is the truth seer, right? They see everything. So here we have not quite the same energy, but still this is a journey through something that may not be the most fun stuff. And the seer could be the witness, right? They if like from afar, they may be the witness of something, right? They may know that it's going on just because they know, right? They see and they know. But over here we may have someone who doesn't know. They don't understand why all of this is coming. I feel though that the epiphany, there is epiphanies here about something. And the wanting to change something here. The deceit and experienced deceit can make someone go forward with revenge and more deceit and lies and betrayal and manipulation, right? But it could also make them realize how this has played out in their life. And that's actually what I feel like the Epiphany card here is talking about, that you're seeing something more clearly, right? Again, from maybe once upon a time they were driven by deceit. That's how they functioned. but now they actually want to do something about it. As I said, many people who have experienced narcissistic abuse, some who have taken up the channel, like Richard Grenham, Dr. Romney, there are several of these out there who talk about all of this, because it's a way of also dealing with their own mess, right? The mess it has created. When they become like this, it's more like I realized that this happened, and now I'm trying to find my way back, right? I got trapped in something, I got attached to something, and now I'm trying to find my way back. I want to change it with the Magician here. I want to change it. I want to change my ways. I want to change my life. Literally, maybe changing your life choices, right? Maybe you have been driven by this. This has been, if we have been deceitful people, right? We were driven by like something like a revenge, maybe, right? The Deceit card can also talk about control and power here. If I can deceive you, lie to you, and make you believe in it, then I have power over you, right? But there could be something about realizing that here, realizing something and wanting to change it, right? Wanting to change it. Can I have a card on the Goddess of the Moon here? Blossoming abundance, very good. It seems like someone is trying to turn the tables, right? They, like from something like this, they are working towards to have an abundance here. A better life, right? A better life. The Goddess of the Moon, this could talk about maybe therapy. Maybe you're talking to someone, right? Maybe you're talking to a Goddess of the Moon here, like someone who could be a therapist, maybe. Helping you to somehow see something in a different light here. Epiphanies, right? But this one is already seeing the epiphanies, like they already know this. So again, this can be part of your inner self, right? They already know this. So again, it can be someone you're dealing with, like you're seeing someone is seeing something very clearly here, and on the other side we have someone still struggling through something, I think, here. I'll take this card also here. So actually, I want to say the Goddess of the Moon here, if this is a therapist, a healer of some sense, it could be this one. All right, so we have one over here who's seeing something quite clearly. But I want to say this, they are, usually they are not, look at how this is, like they put themselves in the water, and then it's like they have this thing around them. They prefer a life like this, right? They prefer more solitude. When they go into meditation, they can be in this realm here. They can be in a beautiful realm. But I want to say the seers usually, they see more than that. Like they have a special kind of clarity. I must say though, it's like they can enter a void or a realm where it's quite beautiful. It could be someone who is astral traveling. Like when they sleep or if they meditate, they travel out of the body, they go somewhere here. And in that space they have information. But actually it's interesting because if we take these two cards here, right? Look at how similar they are. Blossoming abundance here. And look at this card, how beautiful that is. It's like maybe both of them actually want the same thing. But maybe they are trying to achieve it in different ways. This is an inner thing. This could maybe be an outer thing. But trying to, you see, like build the garden. Trying to build the garden, the flowers and everything here. The flowers. But this is blossoming, meaning that it's a start of something. Maybe it hasn't quite gotten to its fullest potential yet, right? But you see, it's I took this card out for the goddess of the moon here, right? It could be that she's wanting to build this and put herself in it, right? Then we will have like the more of the same here. But she has to, you know, be someone who can be in this realm, like, and for her to be here, she may need to get rid of something, like some of this here, right? Some of the ugly feelings that may have come with that. The fears, the sadness, the anger, some of that, right? Wanting to get rid of all of this so that she can have a blossoming new beginning of something here. But actually it seems like they want the same thing. Maybe this one is like, you know, someone who is guiding people through meditation. And when they do that, they have a way of creating something like that. They can create a world like that. And that could be the therapist, right? Because I want to say she comes across as a goddess here. She's not a page. She comes across as a goddess, so it means that she's quite capable. She knows how to handle this. So it could be, as I said, a therapist, some kind of healer. Can I have one more card on the seer here? I think the seer is a very mysterious and highly unknown somehow. They seldom like to be in the spotlight, and they rarely show up actually. So like One more card on the seer, please. Ace of Raphael, Ace of Pentacle, a positive new emotional experience, fulfilling romantic relationship, deep and lasting spiritual insights. Yeah, so this makes sense, right? So for the seer here, could it be that the seer actually sees something positive? Positive new emotional experience for the seer. Like, these cards are very beautiful. This is very beautiful. Deep and lasting spiritual insights. Maybe this seer is allowed to see something positive, actually, something good. It's an ace here. An ace is about new beginnings, something new. And Pentacle is an Ace of Pentacle here. Positive new emotional experience, fulfilling romantic relationships, deep and lasting spiritual insights. Maybe this seer is going through like a renaissance or something, like a beginning, a newness, where they're actually seeing something more beautiful here. They have entered a state of knowledge or enlightenment where they can be at the 0 point, right? They are in around the 0 point here. Around a 0 point where they can see new. But I want to say on this side the same. On this side we also see new, because the epiphany is here. We are also seeing new here, and we are seeing new here. I don't know, maybe I'm talking to like I don't know. I still have this feeling of twin things going on. One is coming to a place where they are feeling more fulfilled, I want to say, more happy maybe with what they are seeing. Perhaps because something is happening over here as well. Right? At some point they could see the deceit, and now they see a change here. So a change over here is affecting a change over here. A change over here is affecting a change over here. There is some kind of connection here, I feel like. I'm not sure these are interacting with each other. Like, there could literally be a separateness here. It could even be that whatever this is not a person. Like, this is a more of such energy. It's more spiritual connection, maybe. Like maybe this is an ancestor guiding you here, right? Someone from the spiritual realm guiding you in your life. So this could be an ancestor, guardian angel, something like that. They want to come in with something positive and new here, right? They want to come in here from time to, like, giving you something or allowing for something. They're helping you, I think. From this position to this, they're helping you, try to help you. If we should look at it, we would say that this is the left side, this is the right side. So here we have the feminine energy on the left, where the heart is in the body. And here we have the masculine, so the feminine energy that wants to help, right? An ancestor, spiritual connection, something otherworldly, maybe, I don't know. But it definitely is something that wants to bring something new. New life force, right? New love. It says here, deep and lasting spiritual insight, fulfilling romantic relationship. It's like it wants to bring in something that could be loving and caring and very fulfilling and very connected. When I see her, it's like she is standing in life force, right? She is healthy and vibrant and beautiful. Look at, she's stretching her arms here. She feels good. She looks good. She is vibrant. She's strong. She's connected. Very healthy. So it seems like there's something here that kind of wants to help, I want to say. Whatever they may be doing here could be helping here at some point. Maybe they're creating this for you, helping you with this here. Can I have a card on the Epiphany card here? So I get Two of Gabriel. That would be Two of Wands. Two of Wands is about you know, like having two choices, not quite knowing which one, where to go. It says, make bold and ambitious choices. Great progress is possible. Important relationships with people who share your vision here. So it could be that you, that the epiphany here, that you get some help with what kind of choice you're supposed to make. Two of Gabriel would say you have kind of two choices or two directions. I can go this way or this way. And now I'm seeing, or it could be that you have two love interests. Wands is fiery and passionate. Maybe you have two love interests and you're figuring out which one to choose. Right? Which of them should you choose? There are two men here. Which of them should you choose? Right? One could be, you could say, the perfect match. They tick all boxes. And one could be the outsider. But which one do you choose here? And the epiphany, I want to say, Maybe that's what the full moon is bringing, that you are now knowing which one to choose, which person or which path to choose here. What to trust, what you're supposed to trust. Because maybe you want changes in your life, right? Maybe you want some of this to go away. And you want changes in your life. But this could have been your, you know, like if you grew up with this, it could be, it's a default setting in you, right? You don't know anything else. You were never taught or given anything else, right? So sometimes it takes a bit to change that. You need to go through a process of changing it, to be bold enough to do differently, look differently, act differently, go in a different direction, right? The Deceit card. Can I get a card on this one also? Medicine wheel. Yeah, it's a test. There's definitely something to learn from this. Whatever it is, at some point the deceit may have felt like a medicine, like it could help you. It was a default thing. It became your, you would say, a safety default choice, a coping mechanism maybe. But I want to say it probably is not going to be a lasting one, right? The medicine wheel, I want to say it's usually where we can learn something from it. The deceit may have come in as a spiritual growth lesson for you to learn something from it. Yeah, that's what I feel like. And now I think you're seeing it. The medicine, we could say, that the wheel is bringing from this is like you're seeing it now. You can see that it had some kind of information in it that could make you grow as a person. And maybe that's why you're now changing into the goddess here. This is, I see her handling this moon, right? She's handling her shit, I want to say. She's looking at it, looking right at it, and she's handling it. She's learning how to deal with it, handling it, maybe forgiving it, letting it go. As I said earlier, like, what are you doing with the things that come your way? How do you react to it? Do you give it power? Maybe something had power in your life, right? And you you needed to hide. But now you're learning that it doesn't have to have power over you, right? You could have power over it. So at some point, maybe something felt like it had a chain around your neck. You were attached to it. And now you're learning that maybe you don't need to be. Maybe you could be the one who is in charge. You can take your power back from something. And that is the medicine wheel, right? That we learn something from. We're learning something from the things that may have hurt us the most. And that's definitely Scorpionic. Definitely. Death, transformation, rebirth. That's Scorpio. Yeah, this is what I have for this, for the full moon. I think it's, I'm still puzzled with this one. I'm still figuring him out here. This could be like a protector. Maybe you have a guardian here. Protector. We have the jaguar here. And when you know, like the jaguar is like this slow cat, right? That just, and we have here as well, here. We also have snake, we have eagle, we have hummingbird. This is actually quite shamanic, I want to say. Shamanic, transformational guardians, like 4 guardians. It could be that we are talking about that what you are learning from this is to evoke like your inner guardians towards something like that. That you become immune, you could say. How to become immune to something like this. That would definitely be a goddess of the moon, right? If she can juggle. Like, if we see that someone comes in here with secretive lies and deceit, that would be a moon energy. And now she's kind of just juggling it. She sees it right into the eyes. Yeah, she looks right directly at it, and she's just handling it. That would be being immune to it. She can touch it, it doesn't matter, right? Becoming immune to something that may really have affected you once. It's like she's kind of becoming, and that could make you feel joyous about your spiritual growth, right? That you have the ability to stand in that circle. You could like standing in that circle here with someone and just juggling it, just not being affected by it, being immune to it, right? Something like that. And that's how the magician is activated. It's making something appear or disappear, right? Like eclipse of something is, it can cut something out of the picture. That would be the medicine wheel, that you're activating like an inner strength here. But to learn this lesson, you had to experience it. You had to experience it and feel the effect of it. And then learn how to get yourself out of that mess, right? That's the medicine you can get from that situation. So I also feel like these cards that are very luminous and very beautiful and very life-changing, dolphin, playful, very colorful. It's full of life, this card. Ace of Raphael, new beginnings, new beautiful beginnings, positive, new emotional experience. That could maybe be this, right? That you actually, maybe someone is experiencing a rather new life experience. If they have been trapped in this and attached to it, now they are suddenly experiencing something new here. Because you become better and better, or someone over here is becoming better and better at juggling this. Someone over here is also experiencing some kind of upgrade. Yeah, this is what I have. I hope this helps somehow for this full moon. And please just breathe and take your time. But it can be a liberating feeling, like a breakthrough finally. This is no longer really no longer really feeling influenced by this. I've actually managed to liberate myself. It may be in my life still, but I'm not really that. It doesn't really bother me that much, right? That is definitely a healing. That is a growth. Making a choice here with the Two of Gabriel, simply choosing. This can also be that we talk about playing on two horses, right? That you have had two ideas up and now you're choosing one. A bold and ambitious one, right? And when you do that, it's like it's because you see that you can no longer be invested in something like this. It's keeping you back, holding you back or something. Yeah, that's what I feel like is here. I hope this helped. Take very good care of yourself. Love and light. Bye-bye.